Steve Perry is helping Journey and vice versa. What am I talking about? I'll tell you coming right up.
Three, two, one.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Steve Perry News. I'm Gary Stuckey. And how is Steve Perry helping Journey and Journey helping out Steve Perry? Well, I started doing these videos about a year ago. And remember, we were all wondering about Steve. Where's he been? There was talk about a new album for Steve coming up, and then he appears on American Idol. Remember, Gabby Barrett was singing, he pops in. It was a year ago this weekend. And also at the same time, Journey started their tour, and Jonathan Cain released his book, Don't Stop Believing, at the same exact time. There was a skit on Saturday Night Live talking about Don't Stop Believing. You know, it was just a big Don't Stop Believing movement that I noticed, you know, and regardless of what people say, you know, I know things have been left in the past and the hurts and all the stuff between Steve Perry and Journey, you know. There's all kinds of speculations and things, and people saying they'll never work together again. But one thing is for certain, the fact that Steve came back, it brought his name back and his association with Journey. It brought that popularity back, and the songs are still out there, you know. And Arnell uh, is still singing with Journey and keeping that sound alive, you know. So even though Steve is not with them anymore, Arnell is singing those songs, you know. So in a way, you know, that's Steve helping out Journey because his songs are still active in there, you know. But when he released his album last year, it came right at the end of Journey's tour. So Steve popped up a year ago at this time, right as Journey was touring, you know. And like I said, it brought that popularity back. And people were saying, that's Steve Perry. That's the guy that used to sing with Journey. And it increases sales of tickets. It increases album sales. It gets that whole excitement back in the air. And regardless if Steve is back with Journey or what the future holds, that is true. That helped out. Steve helped out Journey and vice versa because, you know, all that happening together, Steve's album, Journey on tour, they had like one of the biggest tours ever. You know, especially since Steve had left the band. But so you know, a lot of things happen. Of course, the Journey Through Time uh, band is going on. You know, with Neil Sean and Greg Riley's in there, and Dean Castronovo. So and Steve is helping that because they're bringing that classic sound back. So there you go. It all works together. You know, like I said. So whether they're not having coffee, or you know, or if they are, if that's going to happen in the future, I think it will. But that's besides the point. They've helped each other out. It's been a good year. I'm thinking this year and next year is going to be a year that can't be beat. And I'll tell you more about that coming up. But anyway, this is Gary Stuckey. Don't stop believing, everybody. God bless you.